Okay, good morning once again. Welcome to G6102, the contemporary world, and we are about to discuss second to the last topic for this semester, which is global citizenship. And then at the end of this module, you are expected to articulate a personal definition of global citizenship. So, appreciate the ethical obligations of global citizenship. For number one, um, you are required. I hope you would be able to articulate your own definition of global citizenship after this very short discussion. And what's also important is you would be able to find one's role, the ethical obligation of being a global citizen. Okay, let's proceed to the topic. What is global citizenship? But first, let us define what is citizenship. Okay, so it really depends on which nation or which country um, you are born. Okay, but for us Filipinos, we are called Filipino citizen. That's why, as per the definition of citizenship, this is actually a legal relationship between a state and a person, or that's a legal relationship between the nation and you and me of a particular state or nation, for example. So it gives this person rights and responsibilities. And what are those? So, for example, one has full political rights, such as right to vote. So, just like in the United States of America, if you are a US citizen, you have the full right to vote. And actually, just happened yesterday. Their election for presidency, and everyone there was encouraged to vote, them being US citizens. And also, part of responsibility or rights of a citizen is to hold public office. So, everyone has a right to hold public office if one opted to. And it is a responsibility of each citizen to express its loyalty to the nation, and also it is a responsibility of the citizen to pay tax. That's actually the money collected by the government from working individual, and that money would be used by the government for its projects, etc. So that's basically the definition of the word citizenship. But let's move on to what is the meaning of global citizenship. Because a while ago we said that citizenship is a legal relationship between a state and a nation. So if you are a US citizen or a Nigerian citizen, then you have a legal relationship to the Philippines or to Nigeria, respectively. But this talks about a bigger community, or the biggest community per se, because it talks about the globe. And what it is meant by global citizenship. Okay, according to your module, global citizenship can be defined as moral and ethical disposition that can guide the understanding of individuals or groups of local and global contexts, and remind them of their relative responsibilities within various communities. Later on, I will be showing you, um, or I will be playing a video of different nationalities that define global citizenship. So the global citizens act as glue which binds individuals together in an increasingly globalized world. So if you will just notice, basically, global citizen pertains to you, to me, and to everybody all over the globe, all over the world. Okay, and recently we are talking about the global village back in your previous lessons, or you are talking about the sustainable development, just like our previous discussion before. And this pertains to what are our roles as a global citizen to the call or to the advocacy of sustainable development. But let us define first how we would be able to act as one, and how come a global village is defined as so. And because of the technological advancements, we tend to get closer, even in the far-flung area that we never thought that there is this place, but because of technological advancements of the nations, because of advanced communication, because of the internet per se, uh, we were able to, the citizens of the world have gotten closer than they did before. And if you have time, if you would be able to talk to your parents on how people communicated from a different nation to a different nation, we only communicated then through a snail mail, and it takes about a month or a few weeks before a mail could reach one's recipient. But today, by just a click of your, uh, by just a click, by just one click, and your message is sent to somebody who are actually, um, which you thought would be inaccessible part of the world. And yes, communication has been easier with relatively new and efficient ways of reaching, yes, even the former inaccessible parts of the world. And as I've said, is in just one click, acquiring and transmitting information, which are quite literally are at everyone's fingertips. Just hold your cell phone, and if you want to send a message, then it will be sent. Even if you are from the Philippines and you want to send message to Saudi Arabia, to Nigeria, to USA, then it will just be sent right away. So, constant state of being interconnected brings about the notion of global village, where citizens of the world are members not only of their respective home countries, but also of the global world. So, everyone could have an access to specific group, for example, or specific community, for example. And once if you're being a part of it, yes, as per the definition of the global village, then you can easily have an access to be part of a community of your interest, for example. If you're, for example, an advocacy um, of any interest, for example, just find a group in Facebook, and then if you wish to be a member of that Facebook page, and that if you think what they are promoting, or if you think that their advocacy is also your advocacy, then you have an easy access to be a member of that specific group. And if you will just notice, then if you will just be, if you will be just one of those advocate, and you would be able to see that it's not only from your country that that page exists, but it could be worldwide. Okay, so that's why we say that constant state of being interconnected brings about the notion of global village. So it could be members of different nations and members of different citizens of the world, where citizens of the world are members not only of their respective home countries but also of the global world. So, what about you being a part of a global village? We being tagged as a global citizen. So, in the advent of globalization and as a global citizens, individuals must be aware of the wider world. And I think as I've said, it is our responsibility. It is our obligation that if you want to take part in the advancement of your nation, then here, as being part of the global citizen, we must be aware of the wider world, and we should not be confined only to a community where we are only connected. So, first of all, there should be respect and value in diversity. Take note that we came from different culture, we came from different nation, so we came from different families per se. So we should be able to respect and value the diversity. And also, as a global citizen, we should have an understanding of how the world works economically, politically, socially, culturally, technologically, and environmentally. So it is a holistic call. It is a holistic um, drive for each and every one of us to be aware of these things. And also, we should be aware of the wider world's social injustice as well. And everyone also as a part of the global citizen, global village, everyone are encouraged to participate in and contribute to the community at all levels, from local community to global. And also, each one of us should be willing to act to make the world a more equitable and sustainable place. And yes, anywhere we are, we should be take responsible of our actions. So, how do we come up and how do we know our role as part of the global village, and how do we act as a global citizen? So that's why there is called the global education. Global education opens up our mind to the multitude of customs, norms, and traditions, lessening one's influences. So the interconnectedness and constant interaction of people from all over the world, both individuals from different nations and cultures, against one another. For the interaction to be successful, global citizen must exhibit the set of standards. So Of course, interactions and interconnectedness will also create inconsistencies. That's why the global education, as initiated by some educators or by some advocates, have this set of conducts to offer, or have set of conducts to for us to take into consideration too. So they say that the role of microsystem, such as families and local communities, is of great importance in solidifying a global perspective. So I think that's really pretty normal that everything comes from a microsystem such as family, your family, my family, and everyone's family. So global education must be holistic and requires efforts not only of the educators, but of parents, peers, and even policy makers. They say that life skills must be learned, importance of values must be taught to gain more inclusive perspective of a global community and enable them to effectively interact with people from other cultures. Yes, this is very true. No, and we should learn how really to interact effectively with people from other culture. And parents being part of the lead in the microsystem called family are actually has a big role and should have an effort to educate each member of the family to really be able to learn the importance of values, which basically is should really be taught first and foremost inside our homes, and so that we would be able to effectively interact with people from other culture. So respect to again to different cultures should be taught, and yeah, the microsystem, the family, and the community is really of great importance um, to solidify the global perspective. So, engaging with people of different nationalities will be beneficial for the rest of the humanity because, in the long run, since an individual is not only confined to the pursuit of personal interest, but also conscious about the lives, desires, and needs of other individuals hailing from other cultures. And they say that being able to coexist with one another with a shared global perspective in mind can enable individuals to efficiently distribute and consume resources without the need for force or coercion. Global citizens must understand that the global society to survive, one must do away with short-sighted and self-centered ideas and must rather take into great consideration the needs of other individuals. So the bottom line here is we should be aware that we do not only live for ourselves because we live to coexist with one another because we should be together in it because we are the global citizens, we are the citizens of this world, and we are the ones who should be able to preserve this world that we are in. And yes, we are not only here in the pursuit of our personal interests, but we are actually here to, again, to coexist with one another. And so that's why we should be, and for us to survive, one all of us should not have the self-centered ideas, and must rather also take the consideration of the needs of other individual. So therefore, in that case, global citizen must know that humankind must acquire a symbiotic relationship with one another for the entire human species and human culture to survive. Because as I've said, we are here for one another because there's no perfect country in one way or another. We need everyone to live and to survive. Okay, so let's have this present.
To me, being a global citizen means to understand. We all want to make the world a better place, and we can start in the classroom. When young people receive a global education, it does more than prepare them for academic success and to thrive in a global marketplace. Global learning teaches students how to think globally and act locally to bring about positive, lasting change. It creates global citizens, active, empathetic members of society who respect other people's cultural values and identities and understand that we're all connected, responsible for the welfare of each other and the world around us. Global citizenship can form a framework for learning. Students who engage in global learning develop a combination of attitudes, skills, and knowledge that demonstrate 10 core competencies, which the United Nations lists as essential to the success of global citizens. Educators use these competencies alongside the UN's 17 Sustainable Development Goals as teaching tools to develop the global citizens of today and the global leaders of tomorrow. Global citizens have a broader understanding of events shaping the world. They form well-rounded opinions based on a wide breadth of knowledge. They understand that they have the power to act on these opinions and become active in communities on local, national, and international levels. By placing emphasis on the cultural and social changes facing the world today, teachers are playing an active role in helping young people to view life through a global lens. Global citizenship empowers young people to have a say in the future of our world. To me, being a global citizen means to understand all the cultures of the world and knowing people from all around the world and to understand them.
I feel like a lot of times we get caught up in, I guess, our lives in our city, and we don't necessarily know what's happening in other places. So just, having friends that are from Ghana or that are from London, like, what's happening in other parts of the world. And I feel like that's important to be successful.
Being a global citizen means being aware for me. It means that I'm aware of differences in people. I'm aware of different cultures, and most importantly, I'm open for all kind of people.
To me, being a global citizen is more than just like thinking about your local community. It's thinking bigger than that. So like, especially with study abroad programs, you really get to like meet people from different cultures and expand your horizons.
If you're talking to someone or discussing a topic, having an open mind about a cultural background and an understanding that we're all different and we're not going to have the same opinion.
What it means to be a global citizen.
is being able to fit in any culture you are placed at any given time. This day and age, we're connected globally so much more than 10 years ago. And being a global citizen is all about knowing different cultures and getting to interact with different people from all around the world. And I like that Webster provides that for us.
So I think that's it. If you have any question. So